Hello everybody, this is Neil, and over the next few videos I'm going to be showing you exactly how to make a podcast. Now you might be thinking, what on earth is a podcast? I'll explain that first of all. Now you might be thinking, what on earth can it do for me? And can I do it? And am I capable? And is it going to cost me money? And I can't stand the sound of my own voice. So if those questions are flashing through your head now, fear not. In this first video, I'm going to cover all that, and then at the end of this video I'm going to show you the end result that we're shooting for, and then through the next series of videos and then through the next few videos that we make, I'll show you the process of getting from where you are now without a podcast to the end result. So let's get started. First question, what's a podcast? Well, pod implies iPod, but it is actually a bit confusing in that sense, because a podcast you can play back on an iPod, of course, but any media device that's on your computer, Real Player or Windows Media Player, any of those, you can use any media player to play back a podcast. And cast, well, it implies broadcasts like radio show, but the technical term they use in the trade, if I can be forgiven a little geek speak this early in this video, it's called time shifting, which means you can download and listen to it at any time of your convenience, and so can your listeners and clients, and that is the beauty of it. They don't have to turn up at a particular time like with a webinar or a radio show or a TV show. No, they can download and listen at any time they want. And podcast is just like a melding, a putting together of those two words, a bit of a coined word, if I may. So that's what a podcast is. Is it easy? Yes. If you can follow simple instructions on these videos, I'll show you just how easy it is. Is it cheap? Well, how does free sound? We'll get you some free editing software. You can pay for more if you get a nice free one. A couple of plugins which are free. Boom bada boom. And Bob's your uncle, you've got a podcast, and it is absolutely free. And I think it's cost you is your time. If you're wondering, well, I don't actually like the sound of my own voice, I'll introduce you also in this video series to a man who came to me with an appallingly boring monotone voice, and with an hour, with a little bit of voice training, which I do, we got him radio friendly, good enough to do a professional radio program. So hopefully it's got those fears out the way and allayed them a bit. Now if you're thinking, well, what can it do for me? Well, it's a great way of connecting with your customers and clients. They've done some sort of survey, I think, and it's like 37% of communication is through our voice, 5% being words and the remainder being body language. So the voice tone we use, as you know in everyday life, can communicate an awful lot. And the good thing is, as I say, voices, number one, are trainable, and two, they can be matched to the genre of podcast that you're doing. Now a couple of examples. There's a lady who's a business coach. She's very down to earth, very honest, and she knows her stuff, and that really comes across in her voice. Consequently, she gets lots of referrals. People like her, they listen to her, they know her, they like her, they trust her, they feel they know her better because her voice is playing at them through their computer. It's a really good way of connecting with people. 37%, that's quite a big number to tap into if you think about it. And that's why this lady gets a lot of referrals from her work. Another lady, much more softer tone, I would say, she's a life coach. She's a life coach, so it's a lot more gentle, a lot more kind of, if I may, touchy-feely. So the voice tone she uses matches her genre. You can even get music to match your genre as well, and even jingles like you hear on the radio, but more about that a little bit later. So, getting people to know you, like you, and trust you, it's an ideal way of doing that. Audio marketing at its very, very best. A great way of connecting to people. Let's have a look at my blog here. Now, a while ago, I did a charity ball for a local charity. There it is, Changes Charity. That's near where I live, in southwest London. And our local MP came along. Yes, he was the one on Strictly Come Dancing. That's Dr. Vince Cable. And I recorded a little podcast with him. If we click the play button, you can see it opens up straight away. And Vince and I start talking at you. What a great bit of credibility. What a great way of connecting to people, don't you think? I'm going to be showing you how to do this in the next few videos. See the tags here? Well, they're the tags for the blog post, but you can also put keywords and tags in the podcast software. So when you syndicate it to iTunes or the other podcast services around the web, those keywords will be there, getting your traffic in that way as well. Pretty cool. Let's get started. I'll see you in the next video.